Good job. And then we're going to send this out to the live stream.
Live stream. I'm nervous. I did that. This is the best audience I ever had. This is the best audience I ever had.
And it's true.
Yep,
And you've never done a better talk than what you're going to talk today.
exactly.
Correct?
I think
Yeah.
there's some good nuggets and that I like to share. So
Well, I'm excited about this. And I'm excited that I got this opportunity. Not that Robert wasn't able to do this, but he had something else that had come out, reached out to me, asked me to take care of this, and here I am. So I wanted to introduce a man who really needs no introduction in our company. Jack Ma, I remember when Jack, you joined the company. Oh my gosh, how many years ago has it been?
8, 9. I just know I went from single to getting married to have a kid, and then now I need reading glasses.
What a great relationship. It was all that stuff is my fault. Okay. No, it's really cool. Good for you. Congratulations. Excellent stuff. So Jack and I have been working together, oh my gosh, 6, 8, 10 years. I've known him from before that when he was with Mike Ferry and owned his own company, and realized at that time that for him to get to his next level, that he needed to surround himself with like-minded people. And that works out really, really well for us. There's not a time that Jack can't call me. I won't pick up the call, do what needs to be done, help him in any way, shape, or form. He's very much the same way to me. Jack, read me the description of the call, what we're supposed to be working on today.
Well, I want to basically these are information I kind of learned over the last year and a half, and I think really gave me a big breakthrough. And I was going back and forth on the title, and then I decided on busy is not a business plan, and how to do and subtitle how to do more in less time.
Anybody interested in that? Because he probably has another talk he could do if you don't like that one.
Yes, I am interested.
Victor likes it. Okay, so Jack, that's it. Victor likes it. We're in. So Jack, take it away, and I'll ask some questions along the way.
Okay, of
And
course, anytime. Stop me anytime.
I know that you're always prepared, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just get started. I have my notes ready, obviously. Okay, so let's be honest. Real estate is one of the only industry where we can work 12 hours a day, miss dinner with our families, check emails until midnight, and still make $0 that day. Yeah, open up the chat for me and type me if you ever felt exhausted at the end of the day, but when you look at your bank account, you realize that you did not actually move the needle.
There's a lot of
Oh,
me's.
a lot of me. Me too. I'm one of
You
that.
got your job cut out for you, buddy.
Yeah, I have too, right? So we tell ourselves, we tell ourselves a lie. We say, if I just work more hours, I will make more money. And we wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor. I certainly did that. And I used to believe that, but life kind of forces me to learn things the hard way, that busy is not a business plan. In fact, busy actually is the enemy of being profitable. See, I don't have the luxury of being busy all day. I have a hard stop every day at 4:30 to be a dad, to pick up my daughter from school. Sundays are strictly family times. It's sacred. And on top of that, I do own a second business. So on Thursday, I work in my shop from 8:30 to roughly 2:30. So my prime real estate hour is gone. And on Saturdays, I went back working there from 1:30 to 6:30. So when you look at that calendar, it looks like a Swiss cheese. I have holes everywhere. I literally cannot grind all day. I had to figure out how to get 12 hours of production done in that tiny little window I have left. And that is what I'm sharing today. It's not about working harder. It's about stopping the busy work so you can start the business work. So the first step to fixing this is to realize that most of our planning enable us to stay busy without being productive. I mean, we all did it. Like late last year, we sat down, drank some coffee, and wrote out our 2026 business plan. And we said, I want to close 36 deals this year. But let's be honest, with the show of hand, who here besides me had ever created a business plan in October and never look at it again after January? Yeah, I see a couple of hands. And here's the problem. An annual plan is a liar. It makes us feel like we still have time. You have a bad January and you look at the calendar and think, it's okay. I mean, I still got 11 months to make it up. That comfort allows us to kind of drift. We spend our days just doing the busy work, organizing CRM tags, designing flyers, because we think we still have time to catch up later. I do not have that luxury. If I miss Tuesday morning, I can make it up on Thursday because I'm in the shop. I can make it up on Sundays because that's my family time. So we need to stop looking at the mountain, that's the year, and starting looking at the path to the mountain. So that will be the week. Real estate is a dangerous business because we have no open sign. We don't have to unlock a door and start a day. I see the difference clearly because, as I mentioned, I do own another business. In my other business, I can't just wing it. I have to be open specific hours, whether I feel like it or not. Yeah, I'm hearing some echoes. Is someone's microphone on or?
Do me a favor, you guys. Everybody mute yourselves except Jack. And then if you have a question, open it up. Maybe that'll help, Jack.
Yeah,
Jack,
thank you.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Contractually, your landlord's the Irvine Company, correct?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, one of the toughest landlords in the state of California. Don't you have a contract that says you have to be open a certain number of hours in a certain number of days?
Yes, and then also it's a franchise, so I have that obligation to the franchisor too.
Right. So you don't have an option.
No option.
Not like real estate agents, we all have options.
Mhm.
You don't.
I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, in my business, I can't just wing it, right? I had to open specific hour, like Neil pointed out, whether I feel like it or not. I have to know my inventory level every week. I have to know exactly how much revenue I have to make today just to cover the rent and have the light on. So if I run my store the same way most agents run their real estate business, opening whenever I woke up, guessing the numbers, hoping, closing early because I wasn't in the mood, I would be bankrupt in 30 days, probably less. But in real estate, we tend to treat our business like a suggestion. We wake up, grab coffee, and see what the day brings. We have to stop pretending. We have to treat it like a real business. Most of us don't have a plan. We just work. But let's be honest, if we don't have a plan and we don't track our numbers, we don't have a business. What we have is a commission-based hobby. So now, how do we fix this busy trap? We have to stop reacting and start anticipating. So write down 3 things for me. Number 1, the annual plan. So that's our vision. Number 2, the monthly guide. So that equals to the map. And number 3, the weekly plan of action. So that's our execution. So the monthly guide is where annual plan actually becomes real. Most agents treat every month like a fresh start. They woke up on the first of the month and ask, I wonder what I can do this month. I don't ask that. I look at my annual plan. And let's say my goal is 36 transactions for the year. That means I owe my business 3 transactions this month. It's not a wish, it's a quota. And here's the kicker. If I slack off in January and only did 2 deals, I don't get a fresh start in February. I still owe the business that missing deal. So now my February quota is not 3, it's actually 4. I have to pay that debt immediately. If I don't, by June, I probably dig myself a hole too big to climb out of. So before the month start, I sit down and determine 5 specific numbers. Number 1, how many days am I actually going to work? So I accounted for the days I had to be at shops, Sundays, any family trip or days off. If I only have 18 days, I want to know before the month start. I want to know it now. And number 2 is how many listings I plan to take. Number 3, how many contacts do I need to make to take those listings? And I used my ratio. So for every 3 listings, I need to talk to about 390 contacts. Number 4, how many listing needs to sell? And number 5, how many buyer sales do I plan to have? So this breaks that massive annual plan down to a solvable math problem. Now I have my marching order. And to make the monthly map works, I need a bite-sized weekly plan. But here's the trap I fell into for years. I was focusing so much on the checklist, but not on the results. I used to sit down, write a to-do list for the week, call expire, call visible, call database. I was just trying to hit a number. I was focusing on checking off those lists. Did I talk to 20 expire? Did I talk to 20 visible? But if you really think about it, not all action weighs the same. Like, am I better off to have a lunch with a divorce attorney who can refer me clients, or be in the office and make 30 just listed or just sold cold calls? I mean, probably having that lunch with the attorney is more effective. I used to not go to the meeting and then stay in the office so I can check off that checklist. Am I better off calling that one hot lead that I spent hours generating, or call 20 cold database leads? I mean, the hot leads wins. So I made the shift. On Sunday nights, I start thinking about the checklist, and I ask myself, then this is in my weekly plan. What is the number 1 results I need to get this week? So for me, the answer is always take 1 listing. And to keep it simple, this is a mindset reminder. I just tell myself every week, I use the 3-2-1 rule. Set 3 appointments, go on 2 and take 1. But instead of just saying, okay, I need to make 130 random calls to get there, I look for efficiency. So I ask, who can I call and get an appointment this week to get a contract signed? So this is my most efficient, result-driven activity. I list those specific names first, and then that's where I start. Then, once I have identified the easy wins, I look at my math and fill the gap, right? I know my baseline is 130 contacts to fill that engine, my future businesses. And I know I can do 10 quality contacts per hour. So the math is simple. 130 divided by 10, that's 13 hours of work. And that's it. I mean, to take one listing a week, my job is only 13 hours. And so I usually define 3 to 4 top results for a week, but my listing goal is the anchor. And on Sunday, I look at my calendar. I fight for those 13-hour blocks. I block them into my calendar on the days that I'm working. So let's do this. Let's do a quick example. I want you guys to type in the chat and answer what's the number one results you must achieve next week so you can get paid in the next couple of weeks. Not a to-do list, a result.
Start writing.
Open escrow, 3 escrow close, get a listing, new listing, 1 listing appointment. Right? Neil, would you be happy to get all those?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of money right there. So we have the plan, right? For me, it's 3, 2, 1. You can come up with whatever plan you want. And I have my time block. Now, here's the most important part. How do we not screw it up? So this is where busy try to sneak in. Because my time is so scarce, remember, I lose my Thursday morning, Saturday afternoon, and I cannot afford to sit down at 8 a.m. and warm up. I cannot afford to scroll Facebook. So when I sit down for my 13 hours of job time, I treat it like a surgeon entering the operating room. I execute a strict hierarchy of actions. So I don't just make calls. I don't just make the contacts. I execute it in a specific order. So this is pretty good. You can write it down. So number 1, the money call. So that came from the Sunday list, right? First, I call the names I identify on Sunday night, the people closest to a signature or an appointment. And I do this first because it's the highest revenue activity. And if today I only have 15 minutes to work, these are the people I talk to. Number 2, the multiplier and the high potential. These are the high quality leads, contacts. So I call them the high leverage target. This is quality over quantity works. So this is where I would call it an attorney or CPA who potentially can refer me multiple referrals. But it's also calling the high potential sellers, the expired listing, the FISBOs, people that engage with your email marketing or email or marketing. I call them the hand raiser. This can be your online lead that came in. So these people have a problem now. I mean, it's scary and can be high confrontational work. So a lot of agents avoid it, but I make sure I tackle them first. And the third one is the pipeline fillers. So these are the high quantity. So finally, I use the remaining time to just grind out the volume. Those are my circle prospecting, just list the call, database touches. This ensures I hit my daily contact or daily or weekly contacts, and which they eventually will become my future pipeline. Now, here is the mistake that most agents make. They start with number 3, the grind, the easy work, because it's easy. Or they start with the admin, the fake work. By the time they get to the scary high revenue call, they ran out of time or they are tired. So I flip it. I do the scary, profitable work first. And we talked about starting the week strong, but how do you end the day? Most of us just close our laptop and hope for tomorrow is a better day. That's leaving it up to chance. That's gambling. So to execute at a high level, I started by doing a daily debrief. So before I leave my desk at 4:30, it takes me about 5 minutes to do this. And so I start by rating my day. And then I ask so I do this on a scale from 1 to 10. So I rate myself on my effort. How hard did I work? Did I complete the things I said I would do? Number 2, I rate my results. Did I move the needle? Am I moving someone closer to a signature or an escrow or a contract sign? So at the end of the day, if my effort is 10, but result is 2, then I was just busy. I wasn't productive. And I also answered 3 questions. So number 1 is, what did I do well today? Number 2, where did I need improvement? Or where did I get distracted? And number 3, what am I committed to tomorrow? So this routine actually allows me to leave work at work. So I get to pick up my daughter and I can be present with her because I know I execute a plan today and I know what I'm going to do differently tomorrow. So in closing, just a challenge for you. Just throw away your to-do list, right? Instead, try this protocol. On Sundays, plan you don't need a fancy tool, just a Word document. Figure out your number, figure out your plan of action for the week. Every day, block your prospecting hours. And every night, rate your effort, rate your results. And this way we can all stop accepting busy as a business plan, and we can demand results from ourselves. Thank you.
That was great, Jack. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You opened for some questions, right?
Of course. I
This
thought
is
I would take up more time, so I have plenty of time for questions.
this is Lynn Blair.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi. Can you repeat those last 3, starting with Sunday action for the week?
Yeah.
Could you
So
repeat
Sunday,
what you said?
yeah, Sunday, plan your week. Right, calculate your numbers and plan your week. And then number 2, every day, daily, just block out your money time, your prospecting time. And before you leave home every night, rate your effort, rate your results.
Jack, do you mind me sharing this information that you have?
The form I sent you?
No.
Like what information?
Well, that's another one, but no, in this talk specifically.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Can you send that over to me and I'll
I will.
post it? Yeah, thank you. Good job. Fantastic.
Quick-
Okay, other questions?
Yeah. So Jack Ma, could you tell us the name of your business? Is it Alibaba? Because there's a Jack Ma Alibaba. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm the better looking one.
Yes. What is the business that you do on Thursdays?
So I have a retail. It's kind of like a FedEx and a UPS. So we do mailbox rental, shipping, professional printing, and some retail in there.
Gotcha. And then the real estate is mostly, I imagine, residential, correct? Not commercial.
Yeah, it's I don't do rentals. I did 2 buyers last year. It's mostly listings.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Good questions. Good stuff, Jack. Thank you. Other questions of Jack?
Yes, Jack.
Yes.
Hello, Victor Tracy here. Sorry, I'm driving, but I'm listening in. Is it correct to state that your method is basically work smarter, not harder?
Can you repeat? It's kind of echoey.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay.
used to grind out 50. Neil remembers this. We used to do like 100 contacts a day, right?
Jack, I have to tell you, you've really grown a lot in the time that I've known you. But you did it. This is basically, this is my life. This is what I want in my life. I want my wife. I want my daughter. I want my family. I want to earn this much money. You take vacations, very nice vacations. You take your family on vacations. I mean, Jack's a great guy, and a great dad, and a great husband, and a fabulous friend. I mean, all of those things. But what he did was he designed the life first, and then wouldn't give on the activities that he needed to do, wouldn't trade those activities for stuff. When he's at work, he's at work. When he's at home, he's at home. And not without some struggle. This didn't happen, boom, you decided. Did it? Did it, Jack?
Yeah, I had to make a lot of adjustment along the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then, like Mike said, right, business plan is a moving target. We have to adjust it as we. But it tells us a lot, right? If you know, I remember at one point we talked about it multiple times, Neil. At one point, I remember there's one stretch where it's like 600 contacts per appointment or listing. I forgot, but it was some ridiculous number. And then that looking back, that tells me I am just doing the busy work. I'm just doing the check off the checklist. Oh, 30 contacts, and I'm not paying attention to the quality of the conversation, who I'm calling.
Right. Yeah. If you
Question.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
just, when you get done, I just wanted you to go through the daily debrief again.
Okay,
A
sure.
little slower, but
Sure. So there's two parts to my debrief. The first part is I use this on a scale of 1 to 10, right? To rate my effort and my results. So this will give me reflection on am I focusing on results? Am I focusing on like I just mentioned? Am I focusing on the quantity, doing the busy work, and not focusing on the quality? And then the second debrief I did is what did I do well today? Where did I need improvement? Or where did I screw up? And number 3 is knowing that where I screwed up from number 2, and what am I committed to tomorrow? So this allows me to close the day. Okay, the day is gone. This part I screwed up, but I have a plan to correct that and not screw it up again tomorrow.
Jack, Martin typed in a question. When you
Yes.
select, let's say you have 5 or 7 or 10 people that you got to call tomorrow morning. No, I'm on a Zoom call. And then they don't answer. How often do you call them back? Number 1. And the next 72 hours, or at what point do you give up?
That's an answer that only you can answer, because a lot of the time we hold on leads for too long because we don't feel like we called them enough. We didn't touch them enough. So you have to have your own definition of a follow-up. At what point that I feel like, okay, I did everything I can, and then now I feel comfortable throwing it away. So it could be three calls for three calls a day for 3 days, plus 3 texts, 3 emails, and 1 door knock, right? It could be that, but it's something that you have to be comfortable with, or else if it comes from someone else, you will be like, I feel like I can still have a shot. When you have a plan, have a system, then you feel okay throwing it away after you're done.
So on that thought, Jack, you've pre-qualified the client. You don't have somebody on your list that doesn't want, that you feel that wants to do something. You feel they want to do something at some point, correct?
I think so. There's always the people you talk to, right? And then they'll say, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing something," right? Then try to get a time frame out of them, right? If they say, I feel like I can get a contract signed in the next 7 to 10 days or appointment, then they're my hot lead. If they say, for example, oh, I'm 3 months out, then I will call them in 45 days. They're not a hot lead.
But you have a place, 1 second, sorry. You have a place for that 90 or 120 day client.
That's in my follow-up boss.
Right. Okay. So you want the 7 to 10 days because the hot leads are going to make you money soon.
Yes.
But you will put a 3 month, 6 month, maybe 9 month person in your system for them to be nurtured out.
Yeah, and then they will eventually, if they still want to sell, they will eventually become the new 7 to 10 day leads. Right. And I think on Martin's question, the leads we don't get a hold of a lot of time is these online leads. They ask for a home valuation. You did an ad on Facebook. Now you can chase them forever. You don't even know the information is true or not. But you do what you can, try to scrub the number, try to find number, decide on how many times you want to call them, how many times you want to text them. If you still can get a hold of them, now you feel good, feel okay throwing it away.
So you're prospecting, when you talk to people, you're deciding whether or not this is a lead to follow up, correct?
Yes.
And that they're serious enough that they're probably going to sign a contract somehow, somewhere down the road, correct?
Yes.
You've already made a predetermination that this is a viable person. Based on what you used to do, were you keeping leads or what you called leads and working them way too long?
Yes, there were. Now it's very clear. Like, I only have 7 to 10 day leads now. So these are the people I'm trying to call, get an appointment. And a lot of my busy does come from come list me call, because of the nurture work I've done. But, most of them, I never met them. And then when they're ready, they'll call me and I'll go, never met them, go on the appointment, take the listing.
Jack, let's talk about the nurture lead, because that's an important part of your business.
Yes.
Okay, so what does nurturing a lead look like to you?
So I think I talked about this on the other, when I did a presentation before. So
we forgot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a while. Yeah, so you just had to figure out you had to decide whether they are just a database or they're a lead, and then you had to decide how often you want to call them back, right? If I call just listed, just sold, or even if it's an online lead or whatnot, and then they said, I decided they really don't have intention to sell, and then they would like to be kept as a database, then I move them into my database, right? Now they are just a database. And if I figure out someone that say, like I'm like I said earlier, 3 month out, then I'll put it in my follow-up box to call them every 45 days. So this way I don't miss them when they need to, when they're ready, when they're becoming that 7 to 10 dailies.
So Neil, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
So Jack, so thank you for all the information, but nurturing the lead, it's like 3 to 6 months. So if you feel that they have the motivation, maybe not today, but maybe like maybe in November.
Sorry,
December.
I got disconnected, or you got disconnected a little bit. I missed the whole thing.
Oh, as far as the nurturing the lead, if they have motivation to sell, that's what I call nurturing the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you keep them for a year or more,
mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
It's actually, my definition is a little bit different, but you have to be really careful, because I believe there's no bad leads. There's just bad deadline. Even someone that had zero intention to sell, and they may become a seller in 18 months or 3 years, right? So there's no bad leads. It's just, their time, the deadline may never come, but there's no bad lead, right? We spend time talking to people already, finding making that contact. Why throw it away, right? But you just have to be careful not to spend too much time or call the people that probably have less likely to sell that too much or too often. Did that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
I have a question, Jack.
Yes, I test.
It seemed to me, what I'm hearing from you is that you mentioned that you never know when they're going to be there, ready to sell. So you keep them in your pipeline. Okay.
Yes.
My understanding is that how Mike Ferry has taught us, right? Forget the ones that are not going to do anything with 7 to 10 days. And we know that. We don't really throw them away. We keep them. right? And I'm hearing from you that they can be there for a long time but still be in contact with them. Am I hearing
Yes.
that right?
Yes. Let me add something. Remember I mentioned about hand raiser, the higher quality leads? That's where technology comes in, right? You send them email if they're frequent. So I will call the client that engage with my email more often than someone who never. I would call someone that's always looking at my home valuation more often than someone that never look at it. So you kind of had to prioritize your database. So
So how
yes,
much, yeah. So how much of those that are because I know there's 30-day, there's 30 to 60 days, and there's 60 to 90 days. And they could be 1 year. How much
mhm.
are in your pipeline, which is that incubation period, which is like a year or long time? Is there a lot that you send out mails all the time? I don't know.
I do emails every 2 weeks, and I also have those home valuation like HomeBot, Fellow, those kind of thing. Every however they send it, so they probably get so some database. They'll get calls every 2 weeks. They'll get a weekly email. Well, they actually a lot of people get probably 60 to 70 touches from me a year.
Okay.
And then so from these email, these home valuation, you see, oh, this guy is looking at sometimes you can see a pattern, right? This people, oh, he used to look at the home valuation every half a year, and then now all of a sudden in the last 30 days he look at it 4 times. That's a hand raiser. They're showing me hint that they may be thinking about selling. So instead of just calling anyone from the database, I make sure I call this person that day.
So you keep those leads that are, I would say, 6 months and longer. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
I keep people in my database,
Okay.
and then there are people that I don't call.
That's a
There,
lot.
there are people I just, it's using technology, the email, and then the, valuation, and then if you see the increased engagement, you call them, right?
Mm.
So this is leveraging the
It's a hand
technology, the hand raiser.
So you're really following up on that and using the system of the follow-up boss.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to say, I mean, I know you so well from way before. I've seen a lot of improvement from you.
Thank you.
We used to mastermind and we talk a lot and and now you're like grown, it's like a baby growing up. Okay.
Neil said the same thing.
Jack.
1 second, Dave, please. Jack, how many people totally in your database?
I probably 3,000.
Okay. So a lot of people have a lot, but you're differencing your strategy, and I like it. Is that you start from the premise that every one of these people are probably going to sell at some point or buy at some point, and your job is to identify those people through electronics, phone calls, et cetera, as to that moving that order up. It's a very smart approach. Good for you.
Jack, Victor again. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So in a way, it's sort of like, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, kind of. Like you have, you're right. Everyone essentially is a potential buyer or seller, or might know someone just that would be interested to buy or sell. So is it correct to say, hey, everyone is a viable candidate that you can essentially keep in your database? If it's a cloud system, then there's no limit, right? Follow-up boss is a cloud system, I think, right? There's no limit.
But you just have to be careful, right? You have to segment or, identify them well. So you really spend you want to, we only have 24 hours. Everyone have 24 hours a day, right? So the time
Right.
working, we got to spend on the potentially, I mean, we'll never get 100%, but potentially that's the higher quality people. Potentially they're the more likely to, if I'm going to call someone, I want to make sure I try to call someone that are more likely to be selling or buying, right? It's what these smart lists, smart lead AI leads are trying to, basically it's the same thing. They're trying to identify who are the likely seller, right? These company where you get neighborhood data, they'll tell you, hey, these are likely seller. So these are just a potentially higher quality lead. I just did the same thing with my database. That's all.
Yeah, very cool.
David, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Jack, thanks so much for all of this. So helpful. With doing 2-3 deals a month, that's a lot of paperwork and a lot of home inspections and that type of thing. What does your admin team look like, and what do they do?
I have a part-time assistant, and then I use the company TC.
Okay.
So the only thing I do is prospect, go on appointments, negotiate with seller or agent. That's pretty much really, and then putting out fires.
Thank you, Jack. That's great. I appreciate that.
Jack, that's Loopy again.
Uh-huh.
Just a quick question. I mean, you've been coached by Robert, right? Who's your coach?
Yes.
Robert.
Neil and then Robert. Yes.
Okay, so you've been coached all this time that you've been in sales?
Almost from the very beginning, right, Jack?
And the Mike Ferrier coach.
Right. He's dual coached.
Okay.
Maybe even no.
Maybe
you know
more.
what?
Yeah.
3 tri-coaches.
I spend a lot.
4 coaches. He's got Matt Ferry for NLP. He's got Tony Robbins for Tony Robbins.
I haven't been coached by Tony, but
sorry?
No, it's right. So I have
you've been to his
Robert.
seminar.
Yeah, I've been. In this business, I kind of become a seminar junkie. So I've learned what I share. I learn from different people, different coaches, and then it kind of internalize, and this becomes what works well for me.
So on this subject, one of the things that we did in the very beginning was, and a lot of you have heard me suggest this, it's a 2-bedroom, 1+ bath condominium, which was the higher predictability than just calling around. And then the other thing was 2-story homes, because everybody that's lived in a two-story home, we bought it in our 40s, and now we're in our 70s, and our knees are giving out. And those people become have to sells also. So what Jack did was take all of that and then spread it out further. But it's not just, he doesn't dump 1,000 people into it and then hope they're going to do something. Correct, Jack?
Yes. I don't dump I don't pull a list of people in the neighborhood and put it in my follow-up box.
Right. No, they get in there kind of organically, correct?
They have to pretty much they have to all agree to be in there. I'll ask, I do keep everyone updated. What's a good email address? I can make sure you get the same important update they're all getting. If they say okay, then I add them in. They ask me to update them. So now it becomes my job to update them. If they don't, then it's okay. Next.
Quick question, if I may.
Of course.
Hi, Jack. You had just mentioned that you don't put people in your database unless you know what they're going to do. So when you get a listing, do you do circle prospecting around that listing of maybe, 100, 200 homes? Do you have a list, or is it just random?
Yeah, I do have lists. So, and then that's part of that's on my business plan. So that's my obligation to the seller in terms of how to get them home. So I do call that. So, with the different system, like I use Arch Agent. I know there's Redex, there's Vulcan. They have their own CRM within their system, so that just listed call stays in that my Arch agent.
Oh, got it.
Unless he said that, you know what, I want you to keep me updated, and then unless I get an email from them, now they move into my follow-up boss.
I see.
Yeah,
Very
Okay,
and then
there's a
email.
Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, email
When you're
is
done.
important because how Mike said, if they don't put people in the database, because if you don't have an email, if you don't have an additional way to touch them, let's say you talk to someone, you had a good conversation, you say, okay, I'm gonna put you in the database. You put them in my database, and then the next time you call them is 90 days later. Now you're like a brand new call. It's a cold call again. But if you have their email address, now you put them in. And then they may be getting weekly email, right?
nice.
So 3 months later, that may be what, 12 emails?
Right.
And then they may look at it 2 times, 3 times. But now, and then you just say, hey, I've been keeping you updated on the housing market over the last 3 months. Chances are they'll remember you. Now you have a warm call,
Got
right?
it.
So my intention is to build a database so I don't ever need to cold call. I can just warm call these people.
That's brilliant. I've been trying to figure out how not to clog up my CRM with those leads. And I see you just don't automatically have them download it
Yeah,
to you.
I don't.
Got it. Qualify them. Thank you so much.
No, not at all.
So
Jack,
one of the things I think is very important here, and Jack is, in my opinion, one of the only people that do this on a very regular basis. And you heard him say, I have an obligation that I've told them I'm going to follow up. I told them they're going to get information in the area. He now has taken that on as an obligation to follow up on them, right, Jack?
Yes.
To give them the information. So he's constantly doing it, not because he's being a pest. He got their permission. They said yes. He got this email address, and he follows up, gives them the information. You said one other thing there that also was an obligation to you. I forgot it.
Just solicit call.
Oh, that was the other one. You told the seller, ladies and gentlemen, you told the seller you were going to talk to 200 or 300 people around the listing. I challenge you to prove to me you did it in every listing. Jack can do it. We're not doing what we say we're going to do for our clients.
I've learned that Jack's way is much, much more efficient. I do prospecting around my listings, but I always get the phone numbers and whatever from, the title company and download them into my follow-up boss. And you're right, they're cold calls.
And you can even, some services, they even, it depends on what you want to do, right? So you can even say, like, I know for Arch, and I'm not promoting any, I think every system probably had the same function. Like Arch, they can say, okay, I want to pull 1 mile radius from this address, and then I want to have a higher score of potential sellers, right? You can even do it that way to make it even more efficient. But if my intention is to also to get my name out, then I may not want to do that. So there's option. Technology help us to be more efficient, and we just have to figure out how to use them.
Great.
Hi,
Thank you.
hi, Jack. It's Rosa. Thank you for everything. It's really,
Yeah. Hi, Rosa.
really very, very good information. My question
Thank you.
is for you. For me, I have a little loophole when you say the nurturing emails. I know you don't individually go into each one and send something. What do you have set up automatically? Do you?
So I have a home valuation set up. I think they send it out every 2 weeks. I actually have
is
2
that
home
HomeBot?
value. No,
Is
I
that
use
home?
Stello. I use
Stello,
Stello, but HomeBot does the same thing. I actually use 2 different ones
Uh-huh.
On home valuation, and then I do so basically that's one send out once a month, one send out twice a month, so that's 12 touch plus 26 touch, 38 touches, and then
Okay.
I send out every other week. That's another 26. right? So that's already like what 50, 60 touches plus my 4 calls a year. Right. So that's 60, 70 touches. And then the
Okay.
reason I have different one is I heard this from another great, Greg Harrelson. Everybody unsubscribed from something. Nobody unsubscribed from everything. So he may be out of your first valuation system, but they did not unsubscribe. They may just simply because they like the layout better. But you have to be careful not to like bombard them with like
Right.
20 emails a week or something, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What's the other home valuation you use outside of HomeBot?
So I use Real Scout and Fellow.
Real Scout?
Yeah. And Century 21, I think probably have a discount on that. I mean, I think the company has a free one, right?
They're
White
not
Lopo.
that
Yeah.
expensive anyway.
I
Yeah.
haven't been able to find any. I'm with Century 21 Experience.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't found any.
I think okay, yeah, I think Master offer everyone White Lopo website, and then White Lopo does have home valuation. And then I think even MLS have it doesn't matter which platform, it's just the touch.
The touch that matters.
Terry,
Wait,
the things keep stacking up, huh, Terry?
Yes, Neil, you are absolutely right. And to let you know, I recognize that.
I understand you do. You're a smart lady.
Thank you.
Never stop recruiting, right, Jack?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love it, Neil. Love it.
Someone in the Zoom asked, where do my listing come from? So I have probate listing. I have probate. I have expire. I have past client. I have sphere. I have. So our job is, I try to different sources. If you really think about it, right? So I know my database is gonna give me 20 listings a year, right? So if I can just get 6 out of expire a year, that's 26. If I can get 4 out of different sources, then they add up. Right. So it does come from a couple of different ones.
And for you right now, because you've been working your price point up, you're probably at what, 20,000 a deal?
It's lower a little bit because I do get a little bit more like realtor.com, those kind of online leads, because I need to cut them 35%.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, those can be costly, but how I see is, and then I add someone in my database. Potentially they know someone else.
How much referral business do you get from Century 21 Masters and Mike Ferry and Matt Ferry, et cetera, et cetera? How many deals a year are you getting from that stuff?
Not enough. I don't think I do a good job working these.
Oh my gosh. With, you're you got a lot of name recognition in all those places. So maybe that's one of the things you need to mark down, as you should get 12 transactions for as many people as you know, 1 a month from all of that.
Mm-hmm. I should. Yes.
Okay. At $20,000 a deal, that's $240,000. Oh my gosh. Jack, we need to talk.
I know, right? Yeah, we need to talk.
Christy, you had a question?
I actually have a couple, if you don't mind. Did you say you used Real Scout and MyLobo for your, or did you also say HomeBot for your?
I personally, and then I'm not promoting any of those. Fellow is kind of expensive. So Fellow, that's one of the two I use, and then Real Scout, and then for Real Scout, I think you still can. I don't know. I think there's a Century 21 discount. That's from the corporate. But they both calculate the cost based on number of contacts too. So the price will vary based on how big your database is.
Okay, awesome. And then just on your just listed calls, you said you call about 200 to 300 around the listing, which is awesome. Now, let's say that George doesn't answer, the neighbor doesn't answer. Do you call them back, or you just call all the surrounding houses, and if they pick up, they pick up?
I don't. They're just listed calls, so they're really in charge of quality of calls. So I don't call them back, because if you look at all the different sources, right? Expire, they want to sell. They're willing to pay a commission because they hired an agent.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the tier of quality of the leads. The second one, visible. You know they want to sell. You don't know if they want to pay a commission, right? The third tier, it's your database. You don't know if they want to sell, but you know they probably will pay you a commission. And then the suggest list is sold. You don't know if they want to sell, and you don't know if they're going to pay a commission. And so they're the lowest quality on the source, basically, at least of the ones that's, I mentioned, right? So for you to go back in there to call a second time, it's not worth it, right? Use the second call to call other sources.
Yeah, awesome. And then lastly, you had said that when you made your calls, you called them your multipliers. And what else did you call them? So it's your money call, your multipliers, and then your pipelines. What was the other word?
They're like the filler, right? Because
builders.
the filler. I mean, I probably need a better name for that, but
No, the pipeline fillers,
yeah,
but what was the other name for the multiplier?
the hand raisers.
Oh, got it.
Because
Okay.
they expire. They raise
Yeah.
their hand. They want to, hand raiser, and then people they're engaging. They're interested in talking about real estate.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So much great information.
Thank you.
Perfect stuff. All right, good stuff. Jack, don't want to take any more of your time. We thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody unmute yourselves. Let's give him a big hand. Woo! All right.
Hey.
You're awesome. Thank you.
That was fantastic, Jack.
Awesome.
Really,
Thank you very much.
really, really good. Okay, let's go around the room real quick. What did we learn today from Jack Ma? Let's go. What did we learn from Jack Ma today?
I learned that he puts a lot of thought into the processes.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mhm.
Very, very good. And we
Systems
probably
and
should do
efficiency.
more of that, right, Rosa?
What was that?
And we should probably do more of the same thing, right?
Of course, yes, for sure.
Absolutely. Good job. All right, what else did we learn today?
He is very analytical.
He is very analytical. He is absolutely very analytical. Good. What else did we learn today?
He has systems in place.
I'm sorry?
He has his systems in place
And
that
they
are
didn't
working for
happen
him.
overnight.
Right.
They did. This is years in the making. But in the meantime, what he was doing all the time was he was still listing and selling houses, talking to people, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we were talking the other day, he says he hates to use the word, but he thinks he's got this sucker perfected for him. Wouldn't maybe work for anybody else, but for him, he's got this thing. I do this, I get this. I do that, I get that. I do this, I get this. I do that, I get that. And his calendar, his schedule really dictates how much, not business he's going to do, but it dictates how much time he's got to do it in. Most of us have this giant amount of time. And the truth is we really don't. If we squeeze it down to get bigger, I've said this before, to get bigger, you have to get smaller. That includes the amount of time you're dedicated to income producing activities. All right. The reason you guys go to Victorville and you shouldn't is because you have plenty of time. Think about that. You go, Tess, you have too much time. The reason that just hit me. The reason we do the things we shouldn't do is because there's no limit on our time and the activities. Jack decided he needed to put limiters on his life, and that has been the key to the whole thing for him. Rosa, do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I think we don't put a lot of thought into it before we do it.
Right. So we now have to have more limiters. You can't, it's not okay to get in the car and go to Victorville if your primary market is Rancho Cucamonga. It's not okay to go to, I don't know, Palmdale if your primary market is Long Beach. It's not okay. But it's not because of the time that it takes. You think of it in terms of, I got plenty of time, so let me go do it. What else do I have to do? Well, you could call a couple of attorneys and go have a lunch with them and try to pick up some probate work. That's what Jack's doing. Get it? Okay, well, we don't want to talk about that. So, what else could we talk about? What else did we learn today?
How many
Hello?
transactions is he doing a year?
So, I don't know where he's at right now. Closed and pending so far this year. Is he still here? Jack, are you still here?
Do you know what he did last year?
Just 250 to 300,000. Last year was a transition year for him because he bought the new business and he had to figure that out. He has the baby and he lost his brother. His brother passed away and his father was very sick and he spent time in the hospital. But Jack also takes, in my opinion, too much time off. He takes the whole family to China.
I think I can answer that.
Sorry?
I think I can answer that. Well,
David,
Jack's
go
bad.
ahead. Thank you.
No, Jack's bad. Let him talk though. Jack's
Oh,
bad.
he's here. Jack's there. I mean, go ahead, David. You want to go?
No, I'm just saying I can answer that. I don't know about him about last year, but as of now, I think he has 12 closing pending. I mean, active and pending. I don't know about closing. That's what he told me. So.
How many have? And everybody's guessing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so right now I have 11 active and pending listings, and 5 closed and pending.
Yep. How many active listings?
11.
Awesome. How many are way overpriced?
2.
The other ones are going to sell.
A few of them are still coming soon.
Okay, got it. Okay, interesting. Okay. I think what you do is brilliant, my friend. I really do. I think that identifying the highest and best use of your time makes all the sense in the world. You don't go to Victorville, right?
I don't.
You don't go to Palmdale, right?
I don't even go to Fontana. I keep it 10 mile, 15 max, unless it's a database COI. If it's far, I'll tell them I don't know the area that well. I know sales and marketing. They're the same, but if you still want me to help you sell it, I'll do it. But just be transparent. I don't know the area.
Got it. Got it. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Let's give him a big hand. Another big hand. Woo! All right,
awesome.
Jack.
Awesome thoughts. Awesome
Jack.
All right. So right now.
Did you post the information that he?
No, not yet, because he didn't send it to me.
Oh, okay.
But good point, Jack.
Was this recorded?
This is recorded.